Why Africa struggles to develop. The real reasons explained. When people ask, why doesn't Africa develop? The question is often misunderstood. Africa is developing, but not at the speed, scale, or unity it should, considering its massive wealth, population, and potential. The truth is uncomfortable. Africa's slow development is not caused by one single reason, and it is not because Africans are incapable. It is the result of history, systems, leadership failures, external control, and internal divisions working together. Let's break it down properly. Africa was structurally broken, not just colonized. Colonialism didn't just take land. It restructured Africa to never function independently. Before colonization, Africa had empires, trade routes, universities, industries. Mali, Songhai, Ethiopia, Great Zimbabwe, Kemet, Egypt. Africans traded with Europe, Asia, and the Middle East as equals during colonization. Colonial powers drew artificial borders with no respect for ethnic groups, destroyed local industries, replaced African education with obedience-based systems, built economies focused only on extracting raw materials Africa was not designed to. Manufacture, innovate, compete globally. It was designed to supply cheap resources. Even today, most African economies still follow that same colonial structure. Africa exports raw wealth and imports finished poverty. This is one of the biggest traps. Africa exports gold, oil, diamonds, cocoa, coffee, lithium, uranium. But imports chocolate, fuel, electronics, machinery, medicines. Example: Africa produces over 70% of the world's cocoa, but makes less than 5% of the world's chocolate. So who gets rich? Not the farmer, not the country, but the foreign company that processes and brands it. Africa is working hard, but earning little. 3. Foreign control. Never really ended. Colonialism changed names. It didn't disappear. Today, it looks like debt systems, trade agreements, currency control, multinational corporations, debt trap. Many African countries spend more money repaying debt than on education, healthcare infrastructure. Debt is used as leverage, not help. Currency control. Some African countries do not control their own currency. Their money is tied to foreign systems, limiting economic independence, industrial growth, policy freedom. This means Africa is politically independent, but economically restricted. Leadership failure is a major internal problem. Let's be honest, Africa has produced visionaries, freedom fighters, intellectuals, but also corruption, greed, short-term thinking. Some leaders serve foreign interests over their people, focus on power, not institutions, silence opposition instead of building systems. Development doesn't depend on strong men. It depends on strong institutions. Countries that developed fast, built rule of law, protected public money invested in people. Many African states are still struggling to do this consistently. Corruption is a symptom, not the root. People often say, Africa is poor because of corruption. That's half the story. Corruption exists everywhere, even in rich countries. The problem is, corruption in Africa happens in weak systems. Stolen money is often hidden in foreign banks. Corrupt leaders are protected as long as they serve external interests. So corruption is enabled, not just internal. Africa is politically divided and economically fragmented. Africa has 54 countries, 54 different policies, 54 different currencies, borders that block trade. It is often easier for African countries to trade with Europe than with each other. Compare that to the EU, China, the US. No serious development happens without regional unity. Africa is strong in numbers, but weak in coordination. 7. Brain drain is killing long-term growth. Africa produces doctors, engineers, scientists, innovators, but many leave because poor pay, weak infrastructure, political instability, lack of opportunity. So Africa invests in education, and other countries benefit. This creates a cycle. Weak systems push talent away. Lack of talent weakens systems further. Education systems are still colonial. Many African schools train people to seek jobs, not create them. Focus on memorization, not problem solving. Ignore African history. Innovation and identity education should create builders, thinkers, industrial leaders. Instead, many systems still produce clerks' followers, certificate holders without skills. A nation cannot develop beyond its education mindset. Conflict is often engineered or exploited. Africa has many conflicts, but ask, who funds them? Who supplies weapons? Who benefits from instability? Makes resources cheaper? Weakens governments, prevents long-term planning. Peace is bad for exploitation. Stability is dangerous for those who profit from chaos. Psychological damage and inferiority conditioning. This one is rarely discussed. Centuries of slavery and colonialism created. Loss of confidence, identity confusion, dependency mindset. Some Africans unconsciously believe foreign is better. African ideas are inferior. Solutions must come from outside. This mental colonization is more dangerous than physical control. Development is being delayed, not denied. Here's the hopeful part. Africa has the youngest population in the world, has the most natural resources, is rapidly urbanizing, is becoming more digitally connected. The question is not if Africa will develop, but who will control that development. Africa is not one country. This is critical. Some African countries are growing fast, building infrastructure, improving governance. Others are stuck. Africa is not failing. Africa is uneven. Final truth. Africa is not underdeveloped because Africans don't want development. Africa struggles because it was designed not to compete. It is still economically controlled. Some leaders betrayed the vision. Unity has been delayed. The system rewards extraction, not growth. But history shows one thing clearly. No system of domination lasts forever. Africa's development will not come from copying others, but from unity, industrialization, education reform, economic sovereignty, self-belief. Thank you for watching. Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.